What's good, everybody? Good morning. Again, it's another edition of Views from the Man Cave from your homie, your brother, your friend, Frank, where I just come on briefly from time to time and just talk about things that are on my mind and talk about things that are related to men in general, to black men specifically, and just to anybody who's willing to listen, understand and soak up a little bit of game for a few minutes or so. So, um, first off, and first and foremost, I just want to apologize. I know it's been a while. It's been at least a few weeks since I've done a video. It's just been crazy for me. My schedule has been a lot. It's been busy. Between husband duties and father duties and things like that I do outside of those things. It's just been very busy for me these last few weeks. So I just want to apologize to the fam and just get right back at it. So what's been going on? So this last week, right now I'm actually at my kid's school. I volunteer at my kid's school every Friday. It's something that I enjoy. I get a lot out of it. My kids get a lot out of it, and the other kids too. They kind of like seeing me hang around. So my daughter has a field trip today, so I'm chaperoning that. I'm gonna hang out with her today on her field trip, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. So I'm gonna do that. And so at the school earlier this week on Tuesday, we had some visitors come through from the Westboro Baptist Church. If anybody knows anything about them, they're considered like a cult, a fringe hate group. They go around to different, places, schools, funerals, just a lot of places, and they protest. They're a religious organization. They're very ultra conservative, hateful church, and so they go around and they protest. They have these signs up saying that God hates fags and things like that, and they tend to be aggressive from time to time. But so we got word, the school got word that they were coming, and we formed like Voltron. I'm actually my wife and we are board members on the PTSA at our kids' school, and I actually chair the Men Make a Difference committee. So I chair the men's committee on the PTSA board for the school. So once we found out what was going on, I just assembled the brothers and let them know what was going on, and they were all willing to participate. So we all went to the school the morning of their protest, and we stood out there full force, and it was about maybe 8 protesters, and it was about 40, 50 brothers out there just, standing the line, making sure that the kids were safe, the kids and the women and the staff, making sure that everybody was safe, making sure everybody got in and out. And so it was a beautiful thing to see, man, the brothers coming out. And I just say, man, our presence as black men is very important. If you're a brother out here who feels like, this world doesn't care about you and they don't understand your value, that's wrong. For them to attack it means that they fear it. You know what I mean? So our presence is very much needed. It's very much wanted and desired. Every time I come to the school, I always get the teachers. They always pull me to the side and say, Frank, I'm so glad that you come to the school and volunteer. I'm so glad that you get, the other men together and you guys come out and volunteer and help out, because it's just a different energy when men are in the room. The kids, they're more focused, they're more in tune to doing their work, and the staff love it. The teachers love it, the front office love it. So I try to do it as much as I can. So, if there's any brothers out there who think that, our position in this world is minute or it's not necessary, just think again, man, because we're needed, we're valued, and we're wanted out here. And that's why we're attacked so much, because the powers that be know that. So I just want to shout out, the brothers who came through, supported the school on that day. We didn't have any issues or anything like that. So it worked out, you know what I mean? And I'm very proud to have been a part of that. So I'm not gonna be before you long. I know it's been a while, but I'm not gonna hold y'all for long. I just want to talk about, I just want to talk about one more thing, and then I'll say peace. But I just wanted to talk about, being on your grind. You know what I mean? It's very important as a man, to be on your grind, to have a goal, and to and to go out and achieve it. You know what I mean? To find ways to be better, find ways to get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on what you're trying to do, and then just go out and execute. You know, that is your destiny. That is your responsibility as a man. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody tell you anything different. In this world of 50-50 and women doing their thing, that's great. You know what I mean? I'm not anybody that's going to downplay women or say women shouldn't be doing anything. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell a woman that she shouldn't, you know, achieve her goals. But what I am saying as a man is that because you may see women out here doing their thing now, that doesn't mean that you stop. That doesn't mean that you slow down or you take a back seat to that. You know what I mean? Men are leaders, and men lead from the front. And you have to be responsible and do what you have to do out here. And at times, you know what I mean, you're gonna struggle. At times you're gonna fail. At times you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have setbacks. And that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Don't get discouraged. You know, the solution and the cure for struggle is to hustle. That's it. And you have to be focused, man. You know what I mean? You have to move. You know what I mean? Men, when we're not moving and shaking, when we're not on a path to achieving our goals and our desires as men, which is to, you know, acquire wealth and resources to provide for ourselves and for the woman that we eventually choose and the kids that we make together. You know what I mean? At a certain time, you know, like I said, you're going to have setbacks. It's not going to work out the way that you want it to. But you never stop. You never give up. You never, you know, stop grinding. You know what I mean? I know sometimes you get discouraged and it's like, look, you know, what am I doing this for? You know, nobody cares and, you know, people don't appreciate it or respect it. But I'm telling you, man, you know, you have to do it. Number one, you got to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? Everything in life is a burden and a blessing. So to be a man is a blessing. You know what I mean? Because you're a leader. You know what I mean? You're the head. You know, that's what I was raised on. That's what I believe. That's what I stand on. That a man is the head, and he leads from the front, and he leads with his wealth, his resources, his knowledge, and his ability to provide and protect. You know what I mean? That is your birthright. That is your responsibility as a man. You know what I mean? So that's the blessing of it, and the burden of it is you have to go out and get that. Nobody's going to get that to you. Nobody's going to give you wealth and resources. Nobody's going to give you knowledge. You know what I mean? No woman who's competent is just going to give you headship just because you're a man. You know what I mean? You have to earn those things. You know what I mean? Those are things that you have to go out and get. And you have to grind for it. You have to put in the work for it. You know what I mean? That's the natural law of life. That's evolution. You know what I mean? You look at even in the animal kingdom. Like when I grew up, man, you know, I love watching, you know, the Animal Planet. I love watching National Geographic. And if you're familiar with that, even animals, man, you know, a male animal has to prove himself worthy to mate. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever it is, if it's a lion and another male lion comes up and they have to fight with each other and you know, fight to the death, you know, so to speak. But he has to do that one, you know, why? Because he has to prove to that pride that he can provide, he can protect. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, to the victor goes the spoils. Once he shows that he's willing and capable of providing and protecting, then he gets that leadership position in that pride. And it should be no different, you know what I mean, with us as people. You know what I mean? Especially as black people. You know what I mean? You have to grind. You have to do what you have to do out here in these streets. And get around people who are focused, get around people who respect what you're trying to do, get around people who can teach you something, and get around people that are going to be honest with you and tell you the truth about yourself. If you're slipping, you want people around you that are close enough, that are strong enough to be able to tell you that, hey, you're slipping, like Frank, you're slipping. You know what I mean? That's what I surround myself with. I surround myself with people who care about me, who want me to do well, who encourage me, but who are willing to tell me the truth about myself and tell me if I'm slipping, tell me if I made a mistake or if I could do something better. And I'm willing to listen to that and learn and grow. You know what I mean? So the only solution to struggle is to hustle. Nobody's going to give it to you. As black people, you know, we've been praying and dancing and running around churches and hoping for stuff that it's not going to come. Everything that you have in life is because somebody fought for it. Everything that you have in life was because somebody put in work to get it. I can sit here and a car that I own um, at my kid's school, where, you know, and live in the house that I live in, because somebody fought for that. Somebody fought for the right for me to be able to do these things. You know what I mean? It wasn't given to them. You know what I mean? Quiet is kept. America didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? You know, the president didn't wake up one day and say, look, you know, I'm tired of us enslaving black people. You know what I mean? I'm tired of us raping them and beating them and selling them and making money off them, you know, and not having to pay them anything. You know what I mean? It's not right. I don't want to do it anymore, so we're not going to do it. No. People had to fight. People had to grind. You know, people had to be able to read and write and understand that what was happening to them was wrong. And they had to understand that, look, you know, there's something better out here, and I'm going to go get it. You know, whether it costs me my life or not. But I'm worthy of it, and I'm going to go get it. And so the same thing applies to you here today. You know what I mean? The only solution to struggle is to hustle. You got to hustle. You got to go out here and get it. Nobody's going to give it to you, and nobody cares if you don't have it. You know what I mean? One of my favorite movies is A Bronx Tale. It's a classic. And in that movie, there was a scene when, you know, they were talking about later on in the movie, and, you know, Sonny, who was like the boss who ran the neighborhood, you know, he was telling C, because C was dating he was dating a black girl at the time, and that was like a no-no back then on either side. And so he told him, he was like, look, man, do you, man, nobody cares. You know what I mean? Nobody cares at the end of the day. And so I tell that to any brother out here, if you don't have it, nobody cares that you don't have it. You know what I mean? If you were a woman and, you know, she seems sympathetic to you and she's like, well, look, oh, that's so messed up. She's only going to do that for a period of time. You on the clock. Because after a while, she's going to say, look, man, you know, okay, you know, you don't have it, and, you know, you don't have what you want, and I don't really see you trying to get it, but, you know, these excuses are getting old. You know what I'm saying? If she's worthy, if she's a good woman, she's not going to let you sit back and make excuses for yourself. And you shouldn't make excuses for yourself. You should go get it. Nobody cares if you don't have it. The world is not going to stop and give you a hug because you don't have what you're supposed to have as a man out here. You have to get it. You know what I mean? You have to be willing to sacrifice your time, your energy, and your money to do the things that you need to do in order to be a man. And that's where the confidence comes from. That's where the respect comes from. You know, that you will give to yourself, that other people will give to you, because they'll see you, man. Women love a man who's going out here getting it every day. When I say get it, I'm not talking about in the street. Obviously, you know, I'm a square dude. I'm not in the streets. I don't move or flip nothing. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is the mentality is still the same. Like I tell brothers all the time, you know, I have homies and friends who, you know, who were in the streets heavy, and they got out and they don't understand how to move and shake, and so they get in trouble and they go back in. But what I try to tell them is, look, the mentality is the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter the product you're moving. You know what I mean? The mentality is the same. It doesn't matter if you're Frank Lucas and you're moving heroin, or if you're the big homie, you know, Tariq Nasheed, and, you know, you're doing DVDs and documentaries. The mentality is the same. It doesn't matter what the product is. Your mentality should always be the same. You know, hustlers hustle. You know what I mean? People who go out and get it, go out and get it. It doesn't really matter what it is. You know what I mean? Your mentality should not change. I tell those brothers, man, look, the only difference between Frank Lucas and Donald Trump is the product that they sell. One brother sold, you know, drugs, narcotics, and the other man he sells hotels. But the mentality is the same. You know, put the best product you can out, you know, charge the people, you know, what you want to charge, put the best product out there, make it available. You know what I mean? And up your competition. You know what I mean? Be a step ahead of your competition all the time. So the mentality, it doesn't change. You know what I mean? Only the product. And so, but at the end of the day, man, you know, I just want to encourage, you know, my family, my people, you know, go out here and get it, man. You know, be confident in yourself. You can do it. I don't care. If I'm the only one who told you this week that you can do it, listen to what I'm saying. You can do it. You know, do your best, man. Get around like-minded people. You know, you're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna have shortcomings, but that's okay. That's a learning experience, man. The key to life is refinement. And sometimes in the process of refining yourself, you have to take a L. But at the end of the day, it's really not an L, because it's not a loss. Well, I guess it is an L. It's not a loss though, it's per se, but it's a learning experience. You're learning. You're not losing. You're learning. You know what I mean? You get that knowledge. Knowledge is just information. You get the wisdom. The wisdom is you taking that knowledge and applying it to yourself. And the understanding is being able to teach it to other people. You know what I mean? So a lot of us, man, you know, a lot of brothers out here, we have knowledge. We have knowledge for days. We know a lot of stuff. But as far as the wisdom and the understanding part, I think that's what we're lacking at in the community as black men. We know a lot of stuff. We know a lot of history. We know how to get money. We know how to step to women. We know how to, you know, you know, quote unquote, bag us a nice female. But it's the wisdom part. It's okay. How do I, the information that I know, how do I take it and apply it to my life so that people can see and want to know what I'm doing or how I'm doing? And then the understanding is you being able to see that and then say, hey, look, you know, I can teach brothers now. You know what I mean? I know what I know. I've applied it to my life. I've become successful at it. And then I can teach it to other brothers who could teach it to other brothers. And we just build together like that. You know what I mean? So so I just want to thank y'all, man, you know, for checking me out. If you're listening to this and you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. And we're gonna keep it moving, man. It's Friday here. It's pretty cold here in the city, in DC, but you know, it's gonna be good, man. I want y'all to enjoy your weekend, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.